Hi, not that anyone cares, but okay, bye.
My name is Anton, and this is my house / bathroom / kitchen / backyard / library.
Male homelessness, and more specifically black male homelessness, is an idea that is a running punchline in America. The idea that a grown man, or more specifically a grown black man, is down and out on the street not only does not deserve sympathy, but it's something that's worthy of being laughed at. And the evidence is that one of the most famous popular skits on In Living Color was of Anton, a man who was clearly under the influence of some substance and living in a cardboard box. And he was always fidgeting, and he never really had good posture or really had his bearings straight. And it was a joke. And it was a joke that America laughed at.
I'll go get the bathroom.
Aurelia Romero knows firsthand. She turned to an extended stay after her rent went up and her contract job disappeared.
I also wanted to make sure that I wouldn't be a burden on others.
But what was meant to be temporary became a nightmare. She spent more than she ever had on rent, taking 2 jobs just to scrape by.
It was just getting more and more like I was not getting ahead.
And Aurelia is not alone. A Georgia state survey found in DeKalb County, there were more than 4,600 people staying in extended stay hotels long term and reportedly spending 77% of their income on rent.
When the conversation changes from men being homeless to women being homeless, there's a decided change in tone, and there should be. Women are more vulnerable, even if they don't want to admit it, particularly feminists, and being out on the street without a man or even shelter to protect you can make you open to any variety of different unfortunate situations. That said, there are a variety of resources, and there's public angst to make sure that this doesn't happen to any women.
Families are paying so much in motels they can't save any money.
Joy Monroe is with the Single Parent Alliance and Resource Center and says families can feel trapped, caught paying more in monthly rent at a hotel while not being able to save up enough for a safety deposit.
So you're not living, you're not thinking, you're not dreaming, you're not planning.
So Joy works with Motel to Home, a program that tries to lower barriers to apartment living, like paying safety deposits.
And through the 7 nonprofit agencies, we've successfully housed over 3,000 families.
What I find most interesting about this particular situation is that there's already a fix for this. It's called marriage. You don't have to marry the guy that you're most attracted to, but if you marry a guy who is getting up every morning and going to work, he's going to make sure that if you do end up homeless, it's not going to be for an extended amount of time. And if you do have a man who doesn't get laid off or he's diligent, this will never happen to you. But there are generations of women that would prefer this to living under the tutelage of a man. And it's an unfortunate thing to see, but we have to get ready for an environment where more and more women, independent women, have decided, I would prefer this over getting married to a man. And it's growing.
So I found a hotel that would let me stay there week to week instead of hopping around and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go pay my due. Where are my glasses? I'm always looking for these glasses, but I'm gonna go pay the rent and we're gonna move in there tomorrow. And I'm sharing my journey about being homeless and the journey of having to live in hotels.
Please don't scroll. Please listen. Please listen for 1 minute. 30 seconds at least. I am currently homeless with my kids living in a hotel. And it's very tough right now. I'm really struggling.
The journey of not having family to depend on or not having people to really, help you. And they don't have to. I'm not saying that they have to, but I'm just sharing my journey and I'm not embarrassed. I'm not afraid. I am afraid, but I'm not scared. The journey to me getting back into society as far as finding me an apartment.
I am tired, frustrated, overwhelmed, and I'm just asking for some support. Any way, form that you can give, I just need some support.
And I know it's like, how you gonna find an apartment when you can barely pay the bills in your hotel room, right? I know. God's gonna supply, honey. God gonna supply. God is gonna move things. So
my room was like $600 a week, but now it done went up within the last three weeks. It's been anywhere between $720 and $817 for 1 week. That's ridiculous. I will be using that money to at least get a new place before Christmas. That's my goal. God told me if I don't ask, then how can I receive? So I'm asking for some support and some blessings.
Your rent's 6 months overdue. It's a summons.
Oh, look. An eviction notice.
And new information on a hit and run in Brooklyn. The NYPD identified the woman killed as Kianna Underwood, a former Nickelodeon child actress who was homeless. Naomi Ruckham spoke with an actress who worked on the same show as Underwood about her success and her struggles.
Underwood, Kianna. As a young actress, Kianna Underwood landed a dream role on Nickelodeon's 10th season of All That. I'm in? Am I in? Her death has shaken the All That family, including actress Angelique Bates, who was part of the show's original cast. Bates remembers meeting Underwood at a cast party in 2005.
After giving her a hug, I said, you know what? I'm passing the torch to you. And she was just so happy.
I've said before on this channel that I'm not one that believes in schadenfreude or rejoicing in the difficulties of others. I am not necessarily a practicing Buddhist, but I do believe in some Buddhist principles. One of them is that life in itself is suffering and that everyone's going through their own silent battle, and to stand at a certain place and point at other people's difficulties and laugh or take delight in them is a textbook recipe for bringing different troubles onto you. I mean, the richest of people are going through their own difficulties, even if we can't see it. So I don't believe in that. But one thing we're going to have to prepare for is that many of these young ladies that were flying high on feminism, that told them that they can do whatever they want with their 20s and 30s and they don't have to respect men and they could just live their lives any way they want to, well, what happens when that safety net is not there anymore? There's no husband. There's no system in place that's going to rescue you. We're going to start seeing a very unfortunate situation play out time and time and time again.
But in recent years, Underwood struggled with homelessness, police say. Bates raised concerns about Underwood in 2023, pleading for help on Instagram.
She's one of us and she needs help, but she's not getting it.
Knowing now what happened to Kianna and that you did speak up about this, how do you feel today?
Horrible. Everything that's happening right now, I pretty much predicted. I said, you know, are people going to wait till it's too late to, you know, that she's gone or she's in jail?
The gruesome hit and run that killed Underwood early Friday morning in Brownsville, Brooklyn, was captured on surveillance video. Underwood crossed the street against the pedestrian signal and was hit by two different vehicles. Neither driver stopped, and no arrests have been made.
As unfortunate as this situation is, I think that this is just the tip of the iceberg. Remember when we were laughing at Anton for being under the influence of a substance while building his house out of cardboard? Well, it's very possible in this particular situation that she was under the influence of something and she just said, I don't want to live anymore, or maybe she was impaired and she didn't know where she was, and this unfortunate end happened. Are we ready to see a whole generation of young ladies that have lived their 20s and 30s the way that feminism told them they could, and then to see them fall off in their later 30s and 40s and just be left to kind of roam the streets? I don't think I am. And I think that feminism is going to have to pay a price for lying to many of these young ladies that could very easily be at home with a loving husband instead of on the streets.
A nearby store owner said he'd given Underwood clothing and shoes last week.
She would come around and ask for a couple of dollars here and there. And I used to give her a couple of dollars and buy her food.
Bates believes this tragedy could have been prevented.
As much as she loved her supporters, as much as she loved the franchise, I think she would have loved to know that that love was reciprocated.
And she hopes Underwood is remembered for her humor and her talent.
Welcome to the cast of All That!
Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
The Disproportionate Burden of Eviction on Black Women, an article from AmericanProgress.org detailing the fallout after the pandemic. Black women are at the greatest risk of eviction. While all renters in the United States can face the threat of eviction, Black women are disproportionately evicted. 1 in 5 renters behind on rent and likely to face eviction in the United States are Black women. A recent study by the American Civil Liberties Union found that in at least 17 states, Black female renters were filed against for eviction at double the rate of white renters or higher. For Black mothers, 68% of whom are the sole breadwinners of their households, and 82% of whom are primary or co-breadwinners, pandemic-related financial challenges have posed a significant threat to their ability to remain housed and support their families. Remember, the numbers that you heard were from the back end of the pandemic. Fast forward 2 years, and a record year of Black women being laid off has led to an avalanche of what I believe is going to be the tip of the iceberg. And that's why I simply say that I believe that feminism played its cruelest trick on Black women. It told them, you don't need to settle for a man, much less a Black man. How dare you submit to one of them? They're not even full men. You can be a girl boss, and society's got your back because you're a woman and you're Black. You're doubly oppressed, and so you deserve everything that you can get out of life. And that obviously has led many Black women to believe that they can live their lives any way that they want to, including in unconventional families. And so what happens when the bottom falls out of the floor? Many of them are left in extended stay hotels at best and on the streets at worst. We're seeing even Hollywood stars now start to end up homeless, and they don't have a husband. They don't have a family that's there to support them. All they have is the dreams of the past and essentially the lie that they were told that they could do it all by themselves and that a regular man is not going to do anything but hold you back. There's been a lot of talk of late of a male loneliness epidemic, but all of those men still live in their homes, and they could be in those homes with a woman if those women didn't see them as dusty. I fear we're on the verge of a female homelessness epidemic, one that we've never seen before, and it's going to challenge the way that we look at women and when they're down in their luck. I think there are ugly times ahead, and these stories just prove that this is just the beginning of seeing women being betrayed by feminism. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you next video. Take care, guys.